Oh, speaking of Anthony Joshua, he's looking like a wrecking ball. He just destroyed Kevin Johnson. Rumor is Dillian White is an option. Is that something you guys are looking at? They have the amateur grudge?
Yeah, we were trying to make the Dillian White fight for September, but Dillian's got a small injury to his hand, and his trainer got hit in a hit and run, so he's got some things going on. We're now looking at November, December for that fight. Anthony Joshua, you're going to know a lot about him over here in the States soon. In my opinion, he's the most exciting heavyweight prospect, in over a decade. He's 13 fights, 13 KOs, just KO'd Kevin Johnson for the first time in the second round, destroyed him, and now he needs to step up. I like fights like Marius Wack. I like fights like, even Brian Jennings. I'd take that fight in a heartbeat for Anthony Joshua next. Tony Thompson, Steve Cunningham. He's ready for those guys now. He's ranked number 2 in the WBC, which is quite generous, but they see the potential, obviously. He's ranked top 15 in all the governing bodies, I think 6 in the WBO, and he's going to be the future heavyweight champion of the world. Many say he beats Deontay Wilder now. I think they're right, but it's not the right time. He's still learning, but probably Wilder's got one voluntary and then a mandatory against Povetkin. If he gets through that, it won't be long till Anthony Joshua is the next mandatory for Deontay Wilder, and by then it's going to be a great fight. But I like Deontay Wilder. I think he's great for boxing. I think he's a very talented heavyweight. But, a lot of people are saying Anthony Joshua could beat Wilder now, and they might be right, but it's not the right time. I give Wilder a lot of credit. He's a great fighter, but in time, Deontay Wilder against Anthony Joshua could be huge.
Fight World, it's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Bomb Squad! And it's funny to me that Hayman haters say, Al Hayman, he just puts on mismatches and he's the king of cherry picks. But then they never really show you what they're talking about, right? You look at Amir Khan, who is a welterweight fighter with only 3 welterweight fights, and he obviously approved because he works with Hayman as well, and he approved for the Amir Khan Canelo fight, and you've seen what happened. Khan got destroyed with that brutal right hand from Canelo and got laid out. And then his brand new champion in the heavyweight division, Charles Martin, his very first title defense, flew over to the UK to fight the big star in the big star's backyard, and Charles Martin, with those tight shorts, he got laid out by Anthony Joshua. And then again yesterday, Dominic Brazil, an undefeated Al Hayman fighter, another Al Hayman fighter, sent him over there in front of 20,000 raucous UK fans, and he got knocked out by a guy who's knocked out everyone he's faced and is clearly a threat to anyone in the heavyweight division. Young, strong, 6'6" and big. So is Al Hayman really the king of cherry picks? Why is he sending his fighters into these dangerous fights where they're the underdog? He calls out Anthony Joshua. Let me expand this. This is what Deontay Wilder said. Since the wintertime you plan on Tyson Fury, hey, it's time to make your American debut. I did a video about it. Tyson Fury has a leg injury, so he's going to be inactive for a period of time, and his Klitschko rematch is rescheduled, and we still have to wait for the outcome. So it doesn't look like Anthony Joshua will be facing a guy like Tyson Fury anytime soon, because he has to, 1, heal, and then 2, and now on top of that, there's some steroid allegations from the Mirror. I heard it's a tabloid reporter, and then I'm hearing that the drug company refused to comment, so I don't really know the situation. I have to wait for more to unfold with that. So with all of that kind of in the air, it's going to be a while before Anthony Joshua can get his hands on like a Klitschko Tyson Fury winner. And then Deontay Wilder also put this. He says, Eddie Hearn said sooner than later, so let's make sooner now. Hashtag Wilder Joshua, hashtag Bomb Squad. So I'm loving this from Deontay Wilder. And for the detractors, it is becoming increasingly hard to try to attempt to bash fighters like Hayman fighters and whatever. I'm hearing people still, and I'm not going to keep saying this. Chris Arreola, that's funny, he's flipping off the camera. I'm not going to keep saying this. But some people are condemning this fight, Deontay Wilder and Chris Arreola. It's almost like when I talk to certain boxing fans, it's like I'm talking to a special ed class, right? And I know the boxing fans are smarter than this, but what they try to do is play dumb, like they don't know the situation, in order to make someone look bad. Deontay Wilder, the WBC champion, was slated to fight Alexander Povetkin. Povetkin failed a drug test. Therefore, the WBC canceled the fight while Wilder was in Russia awaiting his fight date, awaiting the weigh-in, awaiting the fight date. Then he flew back home. Now there's some lawsuits from both camps, and it's a big mess. But the only reason he didn't get to his fight and we would have already seen it by now, is because Povetkin had meldonium in his system. Whether he did it when it was illegal or not, whatever, that doesn't even matter. The bottom line is it's his fault somehow, some shape or form. And again, no one has ever explained this to me. They keep comparing the Sharapova situation, a tennis player who's not punching someone in the face, to Povetkin. Why did Povetkin need to be on even if he did it when it was legal? Why was he on this medicine? Why was he prescribed this? Why was he on meldonium? What did he need it for? What kind of condition, heart condition, diabetes, what did he have going on where a doctor said, hey, you need to take this, right? Was he having aneurysms? No one's been able to clarify that. They just keep avoiding it. So as a result, Deontay Wilder, he's like, I didn't do this training camp for nothing. I want to fight somebody. So they gave him a hometown fight against Chris Arreola. Arreola hasn't necessarily looked the best in his last couple fights. If he can get on the inside, maybe make it a dog fight, it might be a fight worth watching. We've seen Wilder buckled by a guy that Arreola knocked out and was also hurt by in Eric Molina. See, you guys got to know your boxing, right? And Eric Molina, at least to me, the Wilder-Molina fight was kind of fun because I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Molina hurt Wilder before Wilder hurt Molina. You know what I mean? Wilder's legs buckled. So it'll be interesting. Even though Chris Arreola hasn't looked splendid in recent fights, he's still a veteran, still has Klitschko experience. He just fought Kasi, and he also fought like Eric Molina, Bermain Stavern. That's the mutual opponent they both have. So we'll see what he can do. Obviously, he's not going to be the favorite. But I'm liking it from Deontay Wilder. I'm liking the attitude, calling out Anthony Joshua. I mean, what can really be said? Like, what can you say? He's a champion. He was in another fighter's backyard, ready and willing to fight. He's calling out Anthony Joshua, who's knocking out Hayman fighters. You know what I mean? He just fought Dominic Brazil, knocked him smooth out, pretty much. He fought before that Charles Martin to get the title, an Al Hayman fighter, knocked him out, and he knocked out everybody else in his path. And this is the man who's calling him out, saying, hey, make your American debut. I'm ready. Bomb Squad. I love it. I love it. Absolutely love it from Deontay Wilder. The heart of a fighter, true fighter. This is the Black Rocky movement that he wasn't able to fulfill because of Povetkin. So it'll be interesting. As far as Anthony Joshua, and I'll put the clip either at the beginning or the end of this video, but I talked to Eddie Hearn. Actually, it's just about a year ago. It was June 20th of last year. That's when the video is from. He told me some people think Anthony Joshua can beat Wilder now. I think it's a little premature. He's still learning on the job. This was before Anthony Joshua was a champion. So now that he is a champion and his confidence is building, this is a monumental fight. I'm telling you. I wanted to see the Tyson Fury Wilder fight because they both trash talk. But in terms of a fight that if I had to choose, I would probably say at this point Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder. I think that's a hell of a fight. One guy is 6'6" with knockout power. The other guy is 6'7" with knockout power. Deontay Wilder is very charismatic in his delivery. Anthony Joshua is cool, calm, and collected, but he ain't no punk. You've seen that in the Dominic Brazil fight. They both train hard from what I can see. Make the fight. If Eddie Hearn is confident, make the fight. But Wilder says he wants it. And the other thing, the boxing fans and populace, they got to get out of the mentality of assuming that a fighter doesn't want it when they're doing call-outs, because your job is to fight. You're a fighter. So if you suspect that somebody is not being truthful in their call-out, there is one way to resolve that, and it's very easy. And it's not, oh, they're lying, they don't really want to fight. They did this with Broner. Broner called out Matisse, whether you think Broner will get his ass whooped by Matisse or not. Maidana beat him, so if you think another Argentino fighter will beat him, fine. But guess what? Make the fight. Push for the fight. Instead of being in the comment section saying, oh, Broner don't really want to fight Matisse. Wilder doesn't really want to fight Anthony Joshua. He's just saying that for publicity. They're both fighters. Eddie Hearn works with Al Hayman. So as a fan, instead of saying, oh, he doesn't want it, call his bluff. Advocate for the fight. Say, oh, I'm a boxing fan. You know what I mean? Scream. Hashtag Wilder Joshua. Unification. You know what I'm saying? That's what real boxing fans should do. So until otherwise proven, I'm not going to say his call out is blasphemous or he doesn't mean it. You know what I mean? If they sent him a reasonable contract, said we'll come over to the States, and then Wilder was like, no, that's not good, I need this, and there were some reasons that looked like he was avoiding it, then you take it from there. But I don't think that would be the case if both parties come to the negotiating table and make a realistic fight. And as far as a fight, that's a good fight. That's close to a 60-40 or 50-50 fight for me. I think it's I want to say slightly favoring Deontay Wilder at the moment, just because he has more pro level experience, and he also has Olympic experience. He's a bronze medalist. I know Anthony Joshua was a gold medalist. Some people dispute and thought the fight that he won, that Joshua won to get the gold medal, he shouldn't have won. So, you know what I mean? You never know. But he's 17 fights in, all knockouts. I can assure you, Wilder is a different beast than what he's fought, based on the fact that Dominic Breazeale wasn't aggressive. He was tall. He was like Wilder's height, but he's not athletic as Wilder. I don't think he has the power of Wilder, especially in that right hand. Wilder is far more athletic, and he's quicker, just everything. Plus he's mad aggressive. So I think it would be a much more interesting fight. Joshua's a great fighter, one of my favorites. You never heard a video on my channel where I'm bad-mouthing Anthony Joshua, saying, oh, he sucks or whatever. I've always given him high-level praise, but he is a little bit mechanical at times and a little bit stiff. So, but he has power to fuck you up and knock you out. So it's a great fight. And I don't know, Joshua could clearly win, and I think Wilder can win. It's the type of fight for me of who lands that big money shot first, or who can take the other person's power better. That's really what it's going to boil down to. But I can assure you, for all the Joshua Radical fans, Wilder's a different beast. And you can say the same thing for Wilder. Joshua's a different beast than what he's previously faced. Like a Bermane Stiverne had power, but I don't know if he had Joshua power. And I don't think he has the frame of Joshua. But it'll be very interesting. The other thing is you got to look at the Wilder, even though he's a knockout artist, and I think all but one of his fights have ended in knockout, he's been the distance with a game credible name, and that was Bermane Stiverne when he was champion. So having that experience under his belt, it leads him into the fight. It gives him an advantage, you know what I mean? Because Joshua, to this point, I don't think he went the distance with anybody. He's having a lot of short nights, you know what I mean? 6-7 rounds or less type of nights, first round knockouts, things like that, especially the lower level competition that he fought. So the point being is, we don't know if, let's say Wilder got hurt, but he was hanging around like Dominic Breazeale was hanging around in the 6th round or so, right? How is Joshua going to look with someone with this type of power getting punched with someone who has good power himself in the 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th round? These are things we got to find out. Great fight, USA versus UK. I'll do more of a prediction if it looks like it's in serious negotiations, but as a fan, request it. Say this is the fight we want, and hopefully we can get it if Wilder gets past Arreola, because Fury looks like he's out of the picture for at least some time. Drop it in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Make sure you like my video as always. Hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video, it's Ego signing off. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button. And you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxing Ego, the future of boxing.